First Step.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Kevin. Welcome to the First Step podcast with me, as always, back from his tour as America's loneliest hairball, Javi.
Loneliest hairball?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I get bored.
Yeah. What's up, buddy? You sound
it
great
going,
today.
Thank you,
sound
man. I
great.
appreciate it.
Did you get a new mic? Is
No,
it a new mic or is it something with the throat?
It's maybe a little rum and coke lubrication.
Salud.
Cheers. Cheers. Talk to me, buddy. How was your weekend, man?
Shameless plug to Quintana Tax.
Oh, hey, look. Shameless plug.
I'm trying to get a new listener.
Here we go.
EQ, right here, baby.
Listen to us, baby. Talk to me, dude. How was I shouldn't say your weekend. How was your weeks? Your weekend?
It was good, man. It was good. I missed you, man. It was weird not being on. It was weird not being. I think that was like the first week we don't do a pod.
I know, man. It was schedules were complicated. Trips were involved. Kids were involved. Yeah. I did a quick, awful sounding podcast just to get something out there for people. I know they were waiting for us and listening for us. So I got something out. It was awful, but I'm sorry. I can't do this without you.
But you know what? We're back. We got the Open, last major of the year. I'm fired up. This is a good one. And I feel like I'm extra fired up because it's the last major.
Yeah.
Like this is it. After this, if you really think about it, after today, the sporting world gets dark.
It's so
There's
sad.
Nothing.
We got Olympics.
We're saved by the Olympics for like a couple weeks, but
baseball, if you're into it,
we got nothing, dude. We got
college football, man. It's coming.
I won my first baseball bet. That's fun.
Amazing. What bet was it?
I bet the under on the home run derby. Nailed it.
Baseball, dude. It's a miserable sport.
Right?
It's a miserable sport. But at least the home run derby is exciting to watch.
You should have told me my hat was crooked.
I like it when it's crooked. I feel like that brings out your personality.
Yeah. Sure.
I thought that's the look we were going for. I didn't know we were so into fashion. I would have changed.
I'm excited for this. We got to do a good one this week. I'm out of town next week, so we're probably not going to do another one next week.
Oh no!
And then we'll be back the following week, going hard for the Olympics.
I love that. Let's talk about the most important thing that's happening in sports today. Let's talk about it, buddy. Let's talk about the Open. Talk to me, dude. How are we feeling?
Can't wait, dude. This is the last major of the year. To me, I love that it's the last one, and that it's also the British Open, which is like it's very different than all the other ones. It's the oldest major, tons of tradition, all that stuff, but like it's cool. We get morning golf. Like we're all
super early morning
super
golf.
Early in the morning, like it's coffee golf, which is fun. And then you're playing the link style golf over there. It's a totally different style of game, a lot harder to handicap.
Yeah.
A lot harder to picks to make your picks, because just on the fact of the weather, like everyone says, like half the battle for the Open Championship is which side of the draw you fall on, and are you going to get the bad weather or not? Because every single Open, there's a half of the field they get stuck on the wrong side of the draw and they get the awful weather.
Yeah,
and like nobody is safe when that happens. Like,
we saw it last year. We saw it last year in the old course, right? Like I think the morning, the greens were fast, everything was smooth, it wasn't very windy, and then that second half of the afternoon, it was a disaster for a lot of the players.
We've seen it. Like I've seen it. I've been watching it for like 30 years. I feel like I've been doing it. I remember back in I think it was 2001 or 02 when David Duval won the Open. The Tiger shot 81 on the wrong side of the draw, and that was the most dominant player in the world. So no one's safe at the Open, which makes it fun. It makes it very fun. It's very harder. It's very hard to bet though, in my opinion. It's like obviously I'm gonna be throwing bets left and right, but it's almost a great tournament to bet live.
Okay.
Like
maybe see where they land.
Yeah, like maybe you want to throw in some bets on maybe your favorites pre-tournament, but then also like be prepared, like save a little ammo to place some bets on Saturday, because you got no idea what could happen. The weather, and we already know that there's going to be bad weather. It's come out.
Yeah, I think on Thursday they're already starting to drizzle. I know during this whole week it's been super nice, and everyone's like, don't play like this. It's going to be different. Don't expect this.
Exactly. The weather's been great all week, but they're already saying that, the rain's coming, the weather's coming. It's going to be cold and rainy, so classic Open. I'm excited. Another fun thing about the Open, at least for me, I always think back, this tournament, it feels like this is the tournament that you remember like the collapses. Like I can't
Yes.
sit here. I
Yes.
can't
I
sit
agree
here
with
like
you.
so. I look back because I was thinking like, oh, we're gonna be talking about the Open. Like, what are some of my favorite like Open memories, favorite Opens and tournaments, and like I don't have. It's not like where you think back at the Masters, you think of like Tiger winning or like some of the great playoffs we have, or like whatever the Adam Scott making the putt, whatever your favorite Masters memory is. It's usually like this crazy like moment of like somebody winning. But when it comes to the Open, for me, it's all about. I have a lot of memories of people just collapsing. Like
Yeah.
the famous, you have a few famous. Well, you have Phil in. If you want to go on just on the Troon ones,
Right.
2016. Yeah, it was an incredible major. But then, like what I remember for that major is Phil playing probably some of the best golf he's ever played in a major and losing to Stenson, shooting 65 and like being heartbroken. Like so, Adam Scott in I think it was 2013, he bogeyed the last 4 holes in a row to lose the tournament. Just these crazy things. What's his name? John Vandeveld, the most famous collapse in probably Open history on when he made that like 7 on the last
Yeah.
hole.
He think of
Yeah, he syncoped it and he's hitting it from like the rough and in the creek and like it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
you watch these train wrecks and like that's what you remember this tournament for.
Yeah, I think the Open, as a golf enthusiast and someone who enjoys golf, I think the Open is the most romantic one. The Masters, it's all the prestige and all the class. The U.S. Open is competitive, inviting, and intense. And then you have the PGA, which is whatever they say it's what is it, the deepest field in golf?
Yeah, what do you give the
I don't know, the deepest
I
field,
hate
whatever,
I hate to crap on
whatever the PGA is, and
and
then
now
you
and
have
look.
this one.
And now we're on our 4th major, and you look at the majors. Like we've had the Masters was great,
Yeah,
the U.S. Open was
yeah,
great,
and Valhalla
and then
was a disaster.
I'm pretty sure the Open's going to be good because it's always pretty good. And then you just had Valhalla, which is like a 22 under. It's like shit. It's like what are we doing?
Exactly. And to be fair, Royal Troon, you're probably going to see some low scores out there, right? Like this isn't an easier version of the Open, of the link style. Remember, usually these Open courses are older. They're not built for like this new style golfer that we have right now. That's like
Greens are
bombing it
usually
300 something yards.
greens are slower.
Greens are slower. They're not as undulated. They're super
Now,
smooth. They're a little bit tighter.
so in 2016, which was the last time they played it here, you saw 2 guys really like blow everyone away, which you usually don't see. But that was something very special that we saw that tournament. But I think this week, yeah, you could see it, especially if you get some rain and then maybe you get some guys playing in very soft conditions out
Yeah.
there. When it stops raining and these guys are out there, they might just be able to torch this course a little bit. We might see some crazy scores. We've seen 62s and 63s and 4s and 5s out at Troon before. So but still, it's a great course. They have some amazing holes out here. The Postage Stamp Par 3, like they just got some really cool stuff. So I'm excited.
I'm super cool. I'm super
A
excited.
lot of good storylines too.
A lot of great storylines. We talked about them throughout the entire season, right? Like the whole PGA season, we've talked about this and all these when we had their Masters review and we've had the PGA and the US Open. It's obviously you have the live PGA guys, right? Like it's finally a field where we have all the best players playing. You have Rory, who's always a fun storyline. Is he going to win his next major? If he does win the next major, I really like it to be this one. I think this is like his major that he needs to win.
Yeah, I think if there was a major that was like if he was going to win a major, I in my head it was always going to be the British.
Me too. I've always thought that like if he was going to win another one, it's going to be this one first.
Yeah, like I know it's not going to be the Masters. Like that's what I know for sure.
I got chokes, but yeah.
But it's another thing that's interesting if you think about it, like obviously right now if you turn Golf Channel on, most of the talk like it's Rory dominated. He's dominating the headlines, the hype trains. Back. I don't know if you call it a hype train, but yeah, he's playing. Is he gonna bounce back? What's gonna happen? And we're not really talking about some guys like there's a certain guy out there.
There's a lot of really good guys. Yeah.
No, there's one in particular that I'm not hearing enough talk about.
We're gonna go through. Don't blow
who
your
it
load.
is. No.
Don't blow your load.
Hey, dude,
Keep it in
Scottie
there.
fucking Scheffler, dude.
Oh, there it is. Obviously, dude. Obviously, again, you guys know.
We don't have to get into it, but I'm just saying it's crazy that even like he's gone completely under the. I feel like he's gone under the radar,
dude. This guy's having a career season. Arguably one of the best seasons ever, most dominant seasons ever, and I feel like nobody's talking about him at all for this Open. You
Well,
hear a lot of
I feel
names out
like
there.
he went to the Travelers. He took that. He went to the Travelers. Then he took all that time off. We haven't seen him since.
Right.
Rightly so. Take your time. Had a baby. Like, go ahead,
Dude,
dude.
yeah.
Go be a dad and all that. But you don't think this guy's going to come out now after not really playing well in the last couple majors and not come out ready to go?
Do you think he needs to win this to like put a stamp on like one of the most dominant dominant seasons of all time? Or even without this, is
No,
it
even without this. What is it they said? He doesn't have to play. He could sit out the rest of the year and still finish like first in the FedEx Cup or something like that. It's wild. It's fucking crazy. Like,
really? That's impressive.
yeah, it's something like that. Or like he could not play the rest of the year and like he'll still be in the he'll be in
Top two or whatever.
yeah, he's like way up there and in the tour championship. Like doesn't even have to like play anything.
No, he's talk about a fucking career.
So, but
What a great season this guy's having. But yes, we know on the pod, Scottie Scheffler on the field. You put money down on Scottie Scheffler. Maybe not all of it, but you got to either tie it into something. I think he's at plus 450. I saw him at. He's still favored. He is favored to win, but nobody talks about him winning, which is crazy.
Yeah, we haven't heard much about it. Again, it's Tuesday, so we just started consuming coverage. Everything I've seen, it's a lot of talk of guys like Rory, and a lot of people are on Aberg, who I actually love this week too.
Yeah,
Just not a lot of Scotty, and I still think he's the guy to beat out there.
he's the best player in the world. He's the number one player in golf.
Yeah, links golf is a little different. It's a lot more feel. It's less technical. Here in the States, it's a lot more target golf. There, it's
You
just
need the shots. You need all your shots.
yeah. You need all the shots. You need different short game shots. You need imagination. So you have to keep the ball on the ground a lot longer.
Deep bunkers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a whole different strategy. So I think that really fits into Scotty's game right now. So I think
I also think that what of Scotty's like. I would argue there is no bad part of his game, but one of his worst parts of his game is his putting, and I feel like this week the putting's easier for him. Like what we just talked about it. Less rough greens, a little slower,
flatter. These are slower, flatter-ish greens.
You got to make a putt. You just have to make the putt, right? Like that's the key here.
Exactly. Which again, we all know he putts halfway decent, and he's probably going to win.
Yeah.
But still, you can't. A lot of the I think, and which makes it exciting. I think part of the reason why a lot of people maybe aren't talking about him as much. Obviously, one, he hasn't played since the Travelers, so out of sight, out of mind. But so many other guys right now are these big names. You have some really sexy names playing very good golf right now. Yeah. You got guys like, obviously you have the Rory, you have the Brysons, you have a lot of these guys that are playing really good golf and have good years that people are just all over right now.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking about is I'm going to set this up in a way where I'm going to talk about obviously my pick to win, these top 5 guys, top 10 guys, and then top 20 guys. And I want you to tell me how far I'm off. What are you thinking? Who needs to be bumped up? Who needs to be bumped down? You let me know.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
When it talks to like who I think is going to win, I don't want to say Scottie Scheffler because that's a boring pick, right?
That's fine. He's actually not my official pick either.
Right. Who I want to win, and you're not going to agree with this, but I want Rory to win. And here's why. He played pretty well last week at the Scottish Open.
He did.
Okay. Link style golf. He's been playing in the DP a lot this year. Right? This is like his shtick. He did really well last year. He choked. He didn't really choke. He just got beat out by Cam Smith in the putting last year. Right? So, like, he should win this. I feel bad. We shit all over him for the U.S. Open disaster, and I really want him to take this. So, I have Rory. He's my favorite to win this.
I don't hate that.
Okay.
I'm not going to hate on you for that. I'm really not. I think that, look, I'm not going to pick him.
Of course, because he's a Euro.
He's even though my favorite this week is a Euro, but I'm not a Rory dude. It would be fun to see, like, the whole story. It would be a spectacle.
It would be so much fun to watch him.
It would be a very compelling Open like this. It would be a huge needle moving Open. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back from the U.S. Open fiasco. We've seen guys be ruined from that, and we've also seen guys come back from that.
Rory's
We
a
saw,
competitor, right? Like I feel like
yeah,
he's
these guys, some of these, some of these guys, they take an experience like that, they learn from it, they, and they come back and they kill it. We've seen it like Rory did it. I mean, go back to when he went on the run. He went on that crazy run after he blew the Masters. He
right,
shot that 81 in 2010, I think it was,
right.
and he turned around and he won the U.S. Open and the PGA, and he won them all by like 100 shots.
Mm-hmm.
He's killing them.
Yeah, yeah.
He crushed it. So we've seen him do that before, and we've seen other guys like last year we saw Brooks. He choked away the Masters, and you actually heard him talk about, "Hey, I know what I did. I'm never gonna let that happen again. I learned from it." He kept it close to the chest and didn't say what it was, but we saw him turn around and go to the PGA and just he won. He fixed
Yeah.
whatever it was, and didn't let that get into his head. Blowing that, shooting that 76 on Sunday or whatever, 4 over on Sunday that he shot, and blowing that tournament to Rahm. He came back. He learned from it. He openly spoke about how he learned from it and won. You saw Rory come out, and he's been way more open and more, which it was kind of nice to see him last week and hearing him talk about it. That he's like, yeah, especially on the putt on 16, he's like, yeah, it got in my head.
Yeah,
It got in my head. I started thinking about it. So he's openly, like, he's clearly sat down and looked at it like, yes, look, this is what happened. I did whatever. It got in my head. I did it. I made these mistakes, and hopefully he can learn how he can correct them.
Do some therapy sessions and get rid of that shit.
Yeah, it seems like he's done that. He went off the grid for a while, spent some time with his family, recharged. He's back, played pretty decent last week. So, yeah, I think it's all systems go for him too. Let's see.
All right. So this is next tier 2. Ready?
Uh-huh.
These are like top 5 guys. I all think, and any of these guys could actually win, right? But these are like my top 5 guys that I think they're going to be in contention on Sunday, right? Obviously, we have Scottie in there.
Yeah, these are the guys that could potentially beat Rory.
Exactly. This Scottie, we talked about it.
Scottie the criminal. Handel's going to love that.
Playing absolute best golf in the entire world. Number 1, amazing, right? He deserves to be there. Number 2, a guy that we talk about a lot, that we like him a lot, Xander. Playing really good golf. I don't think he's been less than top 20 in any tournament that he's played all year. He's playing really good golf. Absolutely has a chance. The other, your guy, Ludwig. Talk about, this is like right up his alley. Stud. Links golf course. Has all the shots. Super young. He's hungry. He wants it. I like Ludwig here as top 5. Even to take a win, I like him as like top tier of that top 5. Colin Morikawa playing really good golf. Has all the shots in his bag. Really good ball striking this year. Putting really well. Competitive this year. The only thing about Colin Morikawa that I don't like him to win it is that he doesn't get as many reps on these link style golf courses. So like he might not, or same thing with Scottie. Like he's not always playing these type of courses, so he might not have it locked in yet. Then my other 2, I have 2 more in this top tier. Tommy Fleetwood.
Ooh, I like that one.
Another Euro English guy. I know that a lot of people are going to be going for him. A lot of people want Tommy Fleetwood up there.
They really do.
They really do. And then obviously Jon Rahm. When we talk about some of the best golfers in the world, you have to mention Jon Rahm. This guy is bored out of his mind at Live Golf. Like he hates what he's doing. He just collected his money and was like, "Oh no, it's like an early retirement, dude." He is so bored.
I haven't heard that take. I like it.
I think he wants to come in here and say, "Hey, I am the best golfer in the world. Watch me. This, you guys forgot who I was. Watch me here." And he's got everyone watching.
I like it.
All right, so that's my second tier. Do you think that there's anybody there that doesn't belong there?
So let's go through. I'll run through them real quick. Scottie, we already talked about, so I won't get into him too much. The next guy was
whoever you want. I'm saying Scottie, Aberg, Xander.
All right, let's go in that order. So Scottie, I already talked about Aberg. I love Aberg this week. He's my favorite, I guess, betting pick this week. Okay. If we're placing bets,
he's at plus 1,400 or something like that.
Yeah, and I think plus 1,400. You could probably find him a little longer in a couple other places, depending on the books. I've seen him as far as like 16 or 17.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I haven't really checked too much since like this morning. But the guy should have won last week. Just gave that away on Sunday. Didn't have a great day.
He's got a case of the Sunday yips almost, right? Like he keeps blowing
he's so
things
young.
on Sunday.
He's so young, but that's like he's gonna do it. Like
sure.
And I said it after the U.S. Open. This guy is gonna win a major so quick. And I told you, He's going to win a major before Rory. That was my hot take. And I think this is where he gets it done. I've got this feeling. I've been all over this guy all year. Yeah, I've been all over this guy, following him all year. I love his game. I think he's an absolute monster. This guy's going to take the tour by storm. I'm telling you. So I love him this week. Xander, as another guy I like a lot, actually. Xander, for me, the case for me that I like him is that we've seen him play incredible golf, but mainly he's got the monkey off his back now. Yeah. So I want to see how that is. Like the U.S. Open, like he had just come off winning the PGA. You're probably not going to win back-to-back majors. That's unless you're having like a Scottie or Tiger kind of year.
Right.
So he didn't. He had the U.S. Open. That's over with now. Now he's coming back to the British. He's got that monkey off his back. He's playing incredible golf. So I could easily see him coming in here and putting on a show too. Who else? You got Xander. You got Colin, another guy been here before. He fits this style of game, and he's played great all year. I don't have anything special for him, but I'm not taking him off that list. I'm not bumping him down at all. Like he's a huge betting fit. A lot of people are putting money on Colin. He's a very popular pick right now, so can't go wrong with him either.
And then you got Tommy Fleetwood and Jon Rahm.
Tommy Fleetwood and Jon Rahm are the two that I thought were the most interesting of the ones you said. Those are the two that you can make the most arguments that don't belong there. Crazy they were saying that about Rahm. I believe he belongs there. I don't know. Remember, I said he was going to win the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open, yeah.
Didn't end up playing, pulled out. So, and I think doing that, now coming back, if he's feeling healthy, I think you're going to get a version of that. If you've watched, I don't watch much live golf, but I have seen highlights of him in live the last, like I saw him in Spain. I watched a little bit of the Spain one.
Right.
And this guy is just so frustrated with himself, so fiery. And that is when it comes to Jon Rahm, that's a very dangerous player. Right. Because he's the type of player that he's very openly talked about. You know, he's been criticized for being that fiery and that they say like almost angry, like a temper problem. But he talks about it. He's like, look, I do that because I need to do it. I relate to that because
it hypes him up, right? Like it hypes him.
I was very much like that in my playing career too, where he's like, I have to let it out. If I don't let it out, like I'll shoot a million. So I have to let it out, get over it. Like I have that outburst. I move on from it from there, but I also use it like it fuels him.
Yeah.
So if you get a pissed off Jon Rahm that kind of finds his form, and he's one of those players that's the thing with these golfers. You can flip a switch anytime. That's just it. Golf is fluky like that, where not fluky, but like where you show up one day and like you go out there, you've played before, you just go out and you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to play this game. What the hell happened? Well,
just to be clear, that's how I always feel.
And then there's other days you're like, dude, I got it. Like I'm the man.
Yeah. I feel comfortable, whatever
like,
it is.
This is like what's going on. And it could be like 2 days apart. It could be from one day to the next, like one round to the next. So he could very much easily come in this week, find something, and just use that with that chip on his shoulder, that Jon Rahm chip, and watch out, it's Jon Rahm.
So what I like about Jon Rahm, and we've talked about it before, right? It's like he's fun to watch, okay? Because he's so passionate. He gets into it. He's not like this. He gets into it with the crowd. I like
aggressive play.
Yeah. I love to watch.
Makes a ton of birdies.
Yeah, that's why I like him to like that in that top 5, maybe win it kind of category, just because like
you also got to remember this guy last year was like you were talking about him as like, dude, this guy's gonna be the best player in the world. Like this guy is the man.
Like Scottie, like who's gonna be 1 or 2? It was always between them.
Yeah, then he made the jump to live, and he just hasn't been the same. He's just been off, and it's not that he's played bad on live, because when you look at it, he's like 3rd in total in the standings for live.
The problem that I have with lives is it doesn't matter if you win. Like you already collected your money.
Yeah, I mean you get more money obviously, and these guys are competitive. They always want to win. But I'm saying he hasn't played bad on live, but he has played horrible in the majors.
Yes,
that's what he hasn't done this year, which was very unexpected for him. No one thought that was going to happen, just because of who he is. That guy he lives for the majors. Also, he's one of these players that's all that matters for him. His legacy in the majors.
Yeah,
especially now that he has all that money.
Yeah, it's true. Right? It is the majors. That's what we're working. So all right, let's go to that third tier. These are all...
we never said anything about Fleetwood. Real quick, Fleetwood. The reason why I like he was actually one of my like top 10 picks this week. Top 10, top 20. I like putting him there. You can even put him to win if you want. He's a great leagues player. He played pretty well last week too. And he's the guy. He's that guy that he hasn't won yet. But if there's one guy that I think can get his first win at a major, it's Fleetwood. It's Tommy Fleetwood because he's contended in these things before. It's not like this. He's played in big events. Right. He's done Ryder Cups. He's battled. He should have won a couple majors. Remember, he lost I remember he lost one to Brooks by like a shot. One of the U.S. Opens that he won. That they won. They battled down all the way down to the end on Sunday. So like he's been in the heat before. It's not like it's just a matter of time before he does it. And he's one of those guys that kind of we said like Rory is. You could see him winning an Open. As his next major.
He's gonna be the local favorite, right?
Like, yeah, exactly. He's gonna be like a local guy. He's gonna be a local fan favorite. He's gonna have the home team thing going. I like it.
Okay. All right. So my third tier. These are like top 10 players between that. It could be top 5, could be top 15, but the guys that I think are playing really well that should do decent. Mm-hmm. One guy that I eliminated from the other one for the first 2 tiers, but also playing really good golf. Bryson DeChambeau, obviously playing really good golf.
I was very shocked that he was in that first tier. I'm not gonna lie.
I
was crazy to me. I was a little shook that you put Rahm and Fleetwood there over him.
But can I say why? Can I say why?
Yeah.
So Bryson during the Open, right? During the U.S. Open, hitting bombs. All those shots were going out of bounds, or not out of bounds, but off the fairway. He would just have really good recovery shots. Mm-hmm. And he would get on the green, playing really good golf. I'm not saying he's playing bad golf. Masters was a completely different story, but we're talking about the Open. This is like Pinehurst on steroids with wind, right? So we're talking about lots of wind. Same style golf, though, right? Like Pinehurst was Link style. This is Link style on drugs and very windy. So I don't know if Bryson's going to get as lucky as he did. Not lucky, but he's not going to have the advantages that he was going to have with his long drives that he had during the U.S. Open. That's my theory. I still think he's going to do really well. I just don't think he's going to be in that top 5 conversation.
I don't completely disagree with it. I just think right now he's one of the top. He might even be the best player in the world right now, like playing the best golf right now. We haven't seen Scottie for a bit, so there's a huge hype train on Bryson these days.
Yeah.
I think that as far as like the whole distance thing and all that, with the driving and the inaccuracy, and I think that this course is, yes, it's going to be a lot of windy. I think it's a little bit friendlier off the tee for some of these guys. But if you look at Bryson's history, he's been garbage at the Open.
Yeah,
his best finish
he's been cut like 3 times.
his best finish is 8th a couple years ago. Other than that, it's like 60th and like miscut and like he's been bad. He does not play this well or hasn't played it so far. I think maybe it's because I said it earlier, the Open's a lot more of a feel style golf. You have to have a lot more feel, and Bryson is numbers, science, technique, technician. Target, like it's just everything is calculated. It's a totally different, like he approaches golf totally different. Right. Now, that being said, I'm not putting it past this mad scientist to come up with his own fucking way to play link style golf, and it might not even matter what feel is when you're hitting everything on the green, like from 400 yards. So we could both be just like so off on this, and he goes out there and dominates, But I personally like
tighter greens. So these are tighter greens. So he's got to even be more accurate than he has been, right? Like,
yeah. So I didn't bring him up when we were talking about the first year because I wanted to see where you're going to put him.
I know,
but you said him first in the second tier. So personally, he would be in my.
You would bump him up. You would bump him up to a top 5 guy.
I would bump him up, yes, just because of current form and like.
You're a sucker, dude. You just love the people's champ. You just like that he's there shaking hands and he's exciting to watch. He is exciting to watch.
I'm not the biggest Bryson fan, but he's got
a great PR guy. Whoever's his PR guy.
Yeah, he's really changing the narrative on this dude. He's really changing. Yeah, he's become this.
He has gotten heat. Have you noticed that he's gotten some heat lately, though? Have you seen that?
Oh, about the charity,
the foundation. It was like a golf foundation. Yeah. He never wrote the check.
Yeah, I've heard some conflicting reports on that.
Yeah, we're not here for it, but
but either way, not a good look for the entire city, for everyone involved.
That's not a good look. He's doing a really good job for his PR stuff. He needs to nip that in the bud. Yeah, all right, so I have Bryson in that third tier. The next guy on here is Tyrell Hatton. One of these guys playing really well. creeping up.
Like, playing better than Rom, technically.
Technically playing better than Rom.
Not putting him ahead of Rom. Not at a major, though.
I
do like him, though. That's a great pick.
I do like him. Top 10. That's what I'm saying. Top 10 in that 10.
I think this is the perfect tier for Hatton.
Yeah, I have him there. Next guy I have here. There's going to be some notable people that aren't on here, and you're going to be like, Kev, what are you doing? But hear me out.
No, not necessarily.
All right, I have Tony Finau playing really good golf.
Ooh.
Playing really well. I like Tony Finau here. He's being calm, consistent. He's not blowing people out of the water, but if you've noticed in every major,
has he been playing well? Not to cut.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's been top 20 every tournament he's played in. Another guy I have in here, Shane Lowry. Talk about like a course made for him. This is like a Shane Lowry dream team right here.
Oh,
honestly, I like these older guys to win this. If I win, I might put money on Shane Lowry. Just because
I love that pick.
Because he's a lot of fun.
We saw what we did in Ireland. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It was supposed to be like, it's funny, and it's also funny because he stole Rory's. That was supposed to be Rory.
He stole his thunder.
Rory just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Talk about again, this is a great course for like an older guy to win. And he's not super old, but
yeah, I don't really consider him an older guy, but he could definitely win. This is for
other guy I have, Tom Kim.
Ooh.
Okay.
He's had, what is it, like second and third?
Really well.
His last.
Yeah, I think he's got like a shot on every hole on this one. It is nuts.
Hold on. I want to actually.
All right, you look it up. I'm gonna keep going down my list.
Yeah, keep going. I can multitask.
I have Cam Smith.
Okay.
We're talking about
his driver's worrying me. Everyone's talking about that.
But we're talking about like the best putter in golf.
Agreed.
I like Cam Smith a lot here. Sahith Theegala, young guy, has had a few reps already.
People are really loving him this week, and they're
talking about a ball striker, right? Like he's got the shots in the bag.
Yeah, and they're talking about how his game at the links course, like he's a links killer.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And I have one more, and please don't tell David Hondel that I'm not including this guy, or I'm not including another guy, but I'm going to put Brooksy here. I'm going to put Koepka in here. He's playing really well, right? He's hungry. He wants it.
Yeah. He's been, I guess, wishy-washy with his form, but that's become the status quo for Brooks on Live. Like he's
I'm hoping for a top 10 finish.
Does he show up at Live and want to play or not? But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, look, I put an outright bet on him, like I do every major, just because, especially now with his odds are juiced, they're through the roof.
Oh, through the roof right now. I think I saw him. He was at like plus 3,500 or something like that.
And we've talked about every major. I'm not gonna like sit here and go in on this. No, I'm just gonna sit here and talk about Brooks a bunch this week. But just that's a guy that he shows up, he flips the switch. Watch out, which I can see him doing. He hasn't played well in the majors. It's the last one. Like for him, this is like the last important tournament.
He's got to make it
for him. So he's like, I got this, and then I'm done for the year. So maybe we get that. Maybe we come out and see that Brooks. He hasn't played like bad per se in these majors. He just hasn't put any. Like he hasn't been able to make any runs.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's not. No one talks about him on Sunday.
Like no, he's like, and if you watch his round, like at the U.S. Open, he was playing pretty good, and then all of a sudden, he just make like a 7.
Yeah.
It's very unlike him. So if he shows up and flips the switch, yeah, get the fuck out of the way. Here we go.
That being said, you could absolutely remove Brooks Koepka and insert Victor Hovland in that list. I like Hovland a lot.
I don't know what the hell to do with that guy, man. That guy puts me in a mind pretzel this year.
He drives me nuts.
I can't figure him out.
All right, so that's why I have him on my top 20 tier, not on my top 10. So what do you think? All right, so we said Bryson, Haddon, Finau, Kim, Lowry, Cantley, Smith, Theegala, and Koepka.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head who else should be in there.
I could throw some names at you that I was thinking about. So you also have Hovland. Bobby McIntyre just took the dub.
My issue with Bobby Mack, who, by the way, I hit Bobby Mack last week.
There you go. You got lucky on that. You got lucky on that.
I got lucky on 16. I was I was on the right side of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have Brooks. Oh, no, I said Brooks. Who else? Hideki's up there. Joaquin Neiman's up there.
Yeah, so I don't mind any of those guys, but to be honest with you, Hovland, I
Right?
don't
That's
know
what I'm
what
saying.
I
Put him
don't know.
down.
Dude, the guy's talking about aliens and death, and did you see those comments he was making? Like, I
Yeah,
feel
he's
like he's on
crazy,
another
dude.
planet. Like,
He could win it, or he could miss the cut.
I
Like to
don't
me,
know.
like
Like, I feel like that dude's just like, I think he gets high a lot, man. You ever seen those pictures of like the Hovland and he's always like this. It's like chink eyed constantly. I don't know if it's
uh,
allergies or like his face, like it's just
oh
like a
shit, dude, I can't
smile
even
or
judge him if it's
something. Like,
allergies. I get like that. I get like that.
I don't know, but like sometimes he just looks super stoned in his press conferences. It's very funny. Yeah, he's
Uh,
smiling with his eyes all like super like tiny.
yeah,
It's so I don't know. And then he made those comments. He had some comments earlier this week talking about like I don't know, some out there stuff about
he's crazy,
aliens
dude.
and
He's
death and
nuts.
like so.
He nuts.
I don't know if we get the Hovland that we got last year. Like, yeah, dude,
Watch out.
he should be in a higher tier than this. But like with his form right now, yeah, don't tell Hondo. But I'm not even sure I'm putting him in this one.
Right? I don't have him on this one. I'm saying we have him. I said like his name to maybe get in there. You were saying like, oh, who else would you put in there? And I was saying Hovland.
Yeah, him. But like even these guys like him, Matsuyama, like
Neiman.
I, Neiman, like I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they would be if I would put them over. Like maybe like a who was the other guy? We put Sahith in there. I like Sahith,
I have
Tomkin,
Cam Smith, Patrick
Cam Smith.
Cantley.
They're fine. Cantley, like those guys are like I think all in there. Sure, Hovland should technically be in there. I just don't know what version of him we're gonna get.
Right.
I'll tell you one guy that I do think should be in there. A little out there, but Adam Scott. I'm
Oh,
big on Adam Scott this week.
oh no, you're not
Yep.
far off at all. I have him as my long shot. Like, I have him.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to
So
it, but yeah, I definitely like.
I'm sprinkling out right on him, but
Yeah,
like so this is the tier that if you wanted me to like say there's something you can add someone into this tier, I would throw him in there. He's playing. He's a world class player.
top 10, top 15.
He's playing incredible golf right now. He had this tournament won last week. And then the whole
Yeah,
drop with Bobby Mack happened, and the dude went 3-3-3 to finish, which was
right.
unreal finish, by the way. But
Do you judge Bobby Mack? I don't judge him, the rule, but
oh yeah, I don't think I have no problem with the drop. People are like completely freaking out about this and bitching and like that's ridiculous. I'm like, look, he didn't. It's the rules
the
of golf.
rules.
It's within the rules.
Everyone follows those rules.
And people are like, oh, but like he took this huge hack, and then it just happens to be like, that's the only reason why he knew
like
that there was a sprinkler
head,
head
right?
there. And then like he took a hack, and then he stood right where he took the hack, and like there's like you can't build your stance, and like man, I'm telling you, from playing golf when you're in those nasty lies like that, he wasn't thinking like, oh, let me just hack specifically here, and then fix my stance so I can build a better stance. Like he's just like, I need to take a practice swing to see how this club is going to react to this nasty ass grass. But I don't want to do this anywhere near the ball because when you're taking up all that grass, you want to fuck up the lie you have already and make it even worse. So you back off, you go like 2 or 3 feet away from the ball, which would be where your feet are, and then you take your practice swings or you go behind the ball. He just did it there and just got lucky with the fact that he took a hack and there happened to be a sprinkler head there.
Yeah.
And then when he went to go stand, it was in his way. Very much within the rules. I got no problem with it. I'm also biased because I had Bobby Mack ticket going, so that I hit. So I ain't gonna bitch.
Son of a bitch. You put that sprinkler head there yourself. You mother.
I'm not gonna bitch about it, but yeah, up until then, Adam Scott, it looked like he was gonna win this tournament. Dude's playing great. That's one guy that I'd creep up in there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then next tier I have are like top 20 guys that are long shots to win it, but are good and competitive.
This will be fun because I got some guys I can probably throw in.
Right.
In
so
this
here,
tier.
this is where I have Hovland.
And you don't have, or maybe this one we might have some little debate here. I like this.
This is where I have Hovland. Right. This is where I have Matsuyama. This is where I have JT, your boy. I have him here. Brian Harmon, I have here. Aaron Rye, I have here. Or Ray, however you say his name. Max Homa, I have here. Straka, I have here. Who else? I have Jason Day here. I have Cam Young here. I have Adam Scott here.
Okay.
And Matt Fitzpatrick.
All right. So I don't really have an issue with a lot of those names. I wouldn't put all of them up there. I think I have some other guys that I would put up there just for this week.
Okay.
Guys like, where did you put Bobby Mack, by the way?
I put sorry, he's in this tier. He's in this tier. We were talking about it, but he's in the same tier.
I like Bobby Mack for a top 10. I'd love to know what I should have looked this up before, because actually somebody turned me on to look on this and I never looked it up. How the winner of the Scottish Open has done historically in the Open. Yeah, because that could be a sweet little top 10 bet to make. Not even top 20, top 10. You could probably get better odds on that. You know, my only issue with it is the dude said, which I love this guy. This guy's a beauty. He's like, remember in his press conference, he was joking. He's like, what time's my press conference on Wednesday? And they told him the time. He's like, man, I don't think I'm going to be sober for that. Like this guy's
gonna be hungover, dude. This
guy is either gonna be hungover for the entire Open or drunk still for 4 days.
We said that about what's this guy that Jake Knapp. We're like, there's no chance this guy's gonna play well this week, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with him. If he goes out there and plays, it'll be great. But he legit might just be too hungover because he said it. Like he's openly said it. So that's my one word.
Better hungover, dude. These
Scottish guys, they can pound it.
Yeah.
So I like him. All right. So some of the guys that I think I would throw in there, I can't remember everyone that you said, so I don't know who I would.
Okay, just go for it.
But I like this is a random one. I like Louis Oosthuizen this week.
What?
Oh yeah.
Tell me why.
He's been playing really well lately.
Okay.
He didn't play in the U.S. Open. I don't think he got in. So he's hungry to play in a major. Okay. I think he won like the Dunhill. He won something. He won like a like European event or South Africa, Australia. I forgot which one. Like the Dunhill Masters or something. I forget which one. I think the Australian one. But he's been playing really well. Like guy's definitely trending.
I don't hate this pick at all, by the way. I love
it. And the British Open is and you got to remember, man, this is a guy that before he went to LIV, this guy had like a 2-year stretch where he almost won every major he was in. Yeah. He would just miss their second place.
Yeah, I love this pick. It's fun to watch. Yeah.
And when he plays well, he puts the piss off the ball. He makes everything. So if you get a version of Louis, coming, easy top 20.
Easy top 20. Easy top 20 bet.
Easy top 20 bet there. And you're probably going to get sweet odds on that for a top 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even a top 10. I'm trying to think of what were the other names you had said? Because there was a couple there I wanted to call.
I said Neiman. I had Cam Young. I had Adam Scott.
Cam Young is another one that I liked a lot. So I think he's again playing pretty solid. He's talked about how he it's weird because I don't feel like he's the type of guy that would really fit Link style, but he's openly talks about how he loves Link style. He loves bad weather play. He's one of those guys. So, and he's so talented. Like that dude really does have all the shots. So it wouldn't surprise me if he came out. Who else on the list? Matt Fitzpatrick. You had what? Matty Fitz.
English guy. He's got the teeth for it. Does he have a chance? I say top 20 for sure. I don't know if he has a chance to win it. It would be a long shot if he wins.
Look, he's won a major before. I'm not going to say he can't win it. I haven't seen the form from him.
He hasn't been playing to that ability pretty much 2 years. I guess last year he played pretty well. It's been this year.
Truly where I don't know. I don't like the Sepp Straka one. You put him in there. I don't know what the fuck.
I like Sepp Straka, man. I think he's a ball striker.
I got nothing there, man. He is a ball striker. That guy stripes the piss out of the ball. I'll tell you that. So
we have JT in there. JT is playing pretty well. He's missed a few cuts, made a few runs.
I don't know what to do with him. Like he's another.
Is he a Hovland? He's a better than a Hovland, right? Where he's like.
He's showing. I don't know.
He's worse than a Hovland. He's worse than a Hovland.
Yeah, definitely worse than a Hovland. But like you saw him. What did he do? He was leading the Scottish. He shot 8 under the first day of the Scottish. And then he just pissed the tournament away. He just shot the bed. Yeah. But that's what you're getting from him. I don't really know.
How do you feel about Jason Day?
He's got to stop hanging out with Spieth.
Dude, listen, talk about Spieth. He's not on any of my lists. I refuse to. I said it like I think 2
some people
pods
are
ago.
giving him love. I don't know
No,
why.
screw that.
I'm so out of it. And they're like, oh, the links is perfect style for
Tell those
them.
people
Blah,
to talk.
blah, blah.
Tell those
Go
people to
burn
talk to
some
my
money.
freaking about fucking Jordan Spieth.
Go burn some money.
How do you feel about Jason Day this week?
Again, another major championship winner. I'm not sure he's got like the style for links to win on links golf.
See,
like,
really, I think this is right up his alley, right? Because he's
always been such a high ball hitter. Sometimes you got to hit those. You got to keep it low. Like you got to be able to hit it low. Like yeah, sure he hits it high, but I don't know. I guess
the wind. I guess the wind will take it too much if it goes too high. My thing about Jason Day is he falls into that like experienced tour player, hasn't won in a long time, but has had lots of reps on links golf courses.
I guess for this tier he's fine because he's
long shots. How long did it take Phil to win the Open?
What was the first one he won? 2012? Was that his first Open?
So a long time.
I think it was that was his first. Let me double check. Yeah, I think it was 2012.
So we're talking about what? Almost 20 years worth of playing links golf before he won something at the Open?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
2013. 2012, I think, was the year that Adam Scott blew it.
And when did he jump in? Like in early 90s, right?
Yeah, it was like mid-90s.
Early
mid-90s, yeah.
So a lot of golf playing.
Dude the guy went like 20 years before he won any major. Not 20, went 10?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but he also ran into something called Tiger Woods, so it's not, can't really blame him on those. But I'm saying to do well at the Open, like I feel like you need lots of practice on these greens, a lot of practice on these links, and I think Jason Day has that now.
I feel like it also just depends on the players. Some guys just love links golf. They're good at it. It fits their eye. Like,
yeah. I think we have to talk about him. Tiger Woods.
I was just saving the best for last, baby. I was just saving the best for last.
I mean, I have him making the cut. I'm taking that one.
I got him winning. I already got a bet on him winning.
He's at like plus 20,000 or something.
That's right. Come on, like
it's a $5 well spent, dude.
$5 well spent. It's $5. Whatever. So I don't buy coffee tomorrow.
Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
You know what I mean? But if God forbid, like people have been. Here's the thing. I'm with you, man. Like, and I'm with the Paul. I don't believe that he's going to come out and contend or do anything like that. But if you look at him, Tiger, he's looking thinner. He's talking about how he's been finally able to do some things exercise-wise that he hasn't been able to do. He looks great.
He looks great. The weather, the cold, that's a huge thing. That hurts the legs, man.
You're starting to hear too many people doubt Tiger, and that is the one thing that you don't do. Do not
Montgomery, dude. Was it Montgomery?
Yeah.
Chirping, dude. What are you doing?
Did you hear Tiger today?
No,
chirp him right. Oh my God, he buried him in the press.
What'd he say?
Buried him. I'm gonna put. I don't want to misquote it, but it's incredible. It's basically saying that that Tiger has. He's like, I'm a past champion, so I can't. He's like, I'm a past champion. So I'm exempt until I'm 60, so I can make that decision. I'm allowed to make this decision to play or not because I'm exempt until I'm 60. Right. Monty's not a past champion, so he can't make that decision. And the press conference is like, ooh, just fucking.
Dude, what was he thinking, dude? Like, what? Who chirps Tiger Woods?
God, Monty, dude, he did it all his career, man. Like, you weren't a golf fan back then, dude. It was like the guy was the ultimate villain. I miss having him on too. He's such a prick. He's so fun to hate. Oh my God! Like, you want to talk about the most like pompous, stereotypical British prick golfer? Like, do you think like think about like those snooty British English golfers from like the 1900, like early 1900s.
Wait, so like in the greatest game ever played, you had someone with Shia LaBeouf, right? Like the guys with the top long hats. That this other guy, I forgot who was he supposed to play, but he was like terrified of.
Varner,
yeah, he was like terrified of him.
He's like, they're like his, because they were like the people that like told him, "Oh, you're too poor and low class to play golf. Get out of our country club."
Yeah.
Like,
Those guys.
That was
That's
like
what he
the
is.
1850 or whatever it was.
That was Monty
Yeah, that's basically
riding his horse inside of the.
Monty was that golfer just in the 90s and early 2000s. He was great. He was one of the best European guys. He was the number one
Euro
player on the Euro. He was the number one Euro for a lot of his career.
Okay.
So never won a major. The most amazing Ryder Cup villain. Tiger would just skull fuck him every man. It was amazing. Like there's just so funny. I love it.
Good.
So
now it's just like payback.
Yeah, it's just now. He's just a bit. That's just a bitter old man talking. Just a bitter old man that he can't play anymore, and Tiger can.
All right. Any other long shots you have there? Anybody you think that we haven't talked about? Obviously, the field's huge. We could be here all day talking about every player. There's huge guys we haven't talked about. Max Homa.
That was actually one guy I wanted to talk about was Max Homa. He's just someone that I don't. We've seen him have more major success. He's one of those guys that I don't know if he plays. I'm not sure if he plays link style golf.
I don't trust him here.
Yet.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really trust it. But what I do trust with him is that one, I know that he loves this style of golf, which most golfers, everyone talks like you said. This is the most. It's very romantic. This is how the game was meant to be played.
We're talking about a tournament that's been around for 150 years old. It's like 150 years old, right? Like
so, everybody loves it, whatever. Sorry. But what I do love with him is if this is a grinding, wet, cold type of major, like that's built for Max Homa, dude.
Okay, I like that.
That guy he's a junkyard dog that loves. He talks about. He's like, I love that style of play. If you got to go out and make 100 birdies and shoot 16, 17 under to win this, I don't know, maybe not, because you got to shoot like 65, 66.
Sure.
So not sure, but if it's a little more of a grinded out, bad weather type of thing, and he's got. So the thing with him, he hasn't had the form that he's had. He's struggling. He was struggling with the driver but then he started struggling with that driver. He stopped hitting that. He was struggling to hit that cut that he just built that was automatic for him off the tee. He wasn't hitting it there for this middle part of the year, and then he started struggling with his iron for a bit. So he hasn't had the best form, but he's become a world class player that it wouldn't shock me that he's there. And his odds are so good right now that why not put a little sprinkle on there? These are long shots.
One guy I have here, one here, I just want to mention him. I don't think he's going to win, but I do think he's going to have to start playing a little bit better. We're talking about the future Captain America here, Bradley Keegan.
Keegan Bradley, baby.
Keegan Bradley.
We actually haven't talked about the whole Ryder Cup thing either.
I do want to talk about it. Two things. I don't like his name. I think it's stupid. If you have a last name that sounds like Bradley, you just go by Bradley Keegan. Like just flip the names.
Flip it, Bradley Keegan.
It's confusing. All right, so Keegan Bradley. My biggest thing with that pick is it's so boring it hurts.
Really? As a captain?
I like as a playing captain.
Dude, first of all, he's not going to be a play. I don't know if he's going to be a playing captain.
He's going to be a playing captain. That's why I'm saying. Like he's got to put his name out there because he hasn't been playing that well.
He's got to make the team. I don't know if he's going to be a playing captain, but I think this guy. First of all, I don't dislike the pick. I'm starting. I think he'll be a good captain. In theory, I think he's great for Bethpage, for that New York crowd. He's super fiery. Everyone knows he loves the Ryder Cup. We all saw what happened with the Netflix thing and all that. I do like that it feels like a disruption. Like we're going a completely different direction, which is nice. I think we needed it. I think we
blew up the.
Not really blew it up, but we're trying. Also, the bar is set very low. Zach Johnson set the bar super low.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked
about it as not on the pod, but we talked about how that Ryder's Cup was a lot of it was like the boys' club, right? Like they just put a bunch of friends together.
It was, and I don't know if that was Zach Johnson getting suckered into it by all his buddies, but I just don't think he was the best. I don't think it was a very good show. I'm not going to get into the whole Zach Johnson being captain thing again, but as far as Keegan goes, I think he's going to be a little bit of the opposite of that. I like the things that he said. I do think that this was Netflix driven, 100%. Anyone that tells me otherwise, you're just not open your fucking eyes. Like this guy would not have been even considered to be a captain if we didn't have the Netflix show. Like
Sure.
this guy would have just not been picked on.
People wouldn't even know who he is.
Like tons of other dudes have done in the past, and we would have just moved on. He would have tried to make the team this year. Maybe he would have made it because of whatever. But this whole thing just comes because we watched him do it. And what really got me that I don't like is that you hear his press conference. He's like, I had no idea they were considering me. Like, so no one even had like a conversation. Hey, man, we're thinking about this, whatever. If we were to make you captain, like, what's your plan? You know what I mean?
Exactly. There was
like,
no interview process. Yeah,
There's no like interview. So like, are we just shooting from the hip here? Are we just trying to make like a good Netflix show? Like, what's going on?
Who picks the captain?
The U.S. Ryder Cup committee. Like that's like remember the U.S. Ryder Cup, USA, Team USA, Ryder Cup. It's like a company. It's like a same thing as like
Team USA.
It's Team USA, but it's just for golf.
Okay.
Same thing. So there's like a whole thing.
All right, right now, and not to go off topic here, and we'll get back to the Open now, but if you're picking your Ryder Cup captain, ideally Bethpage, who you're picking?
For me, it would have been Tiger. I think that Tiger came out and said why he turned it down.
Yeah.
Was because of he's got too much going on with all the subcommittees and all the shit with Live and all that. And he's like, I'm not going to, it's too much. I secretly think that he just wants to do a Dare Manor in overseas. I think Tiger, I think one, like that's
with his rich buddies course.
Yeah, we're playing on rich buddies course. And he wants to be the guy that wins it overseas, breaks the streak. But again, for that to happen, we can't lose a Bethpage. We have to win. So,
my pick would, I think, so how you have Tiger Woods picking here, but I like Tiger Woods over there, and I would love to have seen Phil been the captain here.
So I was gonna that would have been my other one. Like if you want a real Phil was really the best.
Yeah, for Bethpage specifically.
If he persona non grata, he would have been.
But like honestly, at this point,
I think he's gonna eventually be a captain. By the way, I think Phil at this point, like he's gonna end up being a captain. Like the public isn't they still love Phil.
Oh, people love Phil more than they love Tiger.
It's just the people at the top of the PGA that just hate Phil.
Sorry, I shouldn't say people love Phil more than they like Tiger, but I think people.
But Phil's always been like he's one of the most beloved players on tour. He's still like a huge draw, and I think he's going to eventually be captain. He would have been an unreal captain.
I just want my captain to. So Dustin Johnson was a great captain because.
Dustin wasn't a captain, dude.
Not Dustin Johnson, but that team. Who was the captain there? Steve Stricker was a great captain, right? Because he let the players. He was on top of the players, making sure they played well, and you could tell like these guys were like committed to winning.
Yeah, right. I also think that was just a stupid stacked team. That team was nasty, and you had. All the best players in the world playing
really well. Yeah, playing really well.
Yeah, we had a bunch of guys go.
What this U.S. team is looking like right now. If you get these guys
right now, yeah, we on paper we're sexy, but no one seems to be playing good. These guys play like shit in Rome. Let's be honest. Like, so I think that you're right. We need a captain that's gonna get these guys ready to play. I think Keegan's that guy. Look, he's saying all the right. He's like, look, I don't care about Live or PJ or any of that bullshit. We're gonna get the best 12. The best 12 players are going to be on this team. That's who we're taking. So that's how he's going to go about it, which I like hearing that. Another thing, this guy grew up playing Bethpage. Keegan, I think that went into part of the reason why they
like
gave
that's
him
his course.
But yeah, he literally grew up playing Bethpage. So It's he played a ton in college and stuff. It's great. It's a great fit. He's going to know that course like the back of his hand. I like that he's talked about he's going to have Michael Jordan involved. That's funny. He's not going to be an assistant captain, but it's really cool that he's going to do that. We've seen Michael Jordan involved in other Ryder Cup teams, and Keegan's he's boys with Jordan. He's a huge Jordan guy. So it's growing on me. I think
I'm going to have to sit on it for a little bit. I want to see, obviously, it's still early.
My initial reaction was like, what the fuck? That's out of left field.
I'm saying it's boring. This is a boring pick.
I don't know. I don't think it's boring. I think it's super compelling because of the Netflix thing.
Okay.
Like the Netflix thing. And like also, if he hasn't been in the spotlight much lately, but if Keegan, like that guy is fucking fiery. Like you don't remember the Ryder Cup when he almost fought Miguel Angel Jimenez?
Yeah, but everyone hates Jimenez.
Because he was talking shit to Scottie.
Jimenez was being like an absolute tool that day.
Yeah, like as a prick. But he said something in his press conference that was interesting. He said that he had, when he first got on tour, he hated. What was it they say? Yeah, he treated everybody like if they were the enemy, and like he regretted that. So so I think that's why he's not been part of this. Like, been a little more of an outsider, a little less popular, a little more brash.
Famously missed the last Ryder Cup, right? Like he was left out of it.
Yeah, he was left out of it. It was all over Netflix. We saw it. So I think a lot of that is why he got, and that's why I was like, this is a Netflix pick, dude. This is 100% a Netflix pick. And they had Zach, and then you hear that Zach Johnson's the one that made the call. I'm like, bro, come on. Like, what are we doing? Like, now we're just scripting TV here.
They had the
like,
producers ask him, hey, who do you guys want?
They're like, dude, you got to do Keegan.
Give us Keegan or Joel Damon and his caddy. Those are the best things that we have.
Yeah, it's one of those. Like, do Keegan and make Zach Johnson be a bitch and call him.
Oh, God.
And they're like, oh, okay, that'll be great.
All right. Let's get back to the Open. Open.
We went on a tangent.
We went on a tangent there. Okay, so we were talking about anybody that we're missing that we haven't talked about, maybe making a showing. I think we went through everybody, at least in my lists. I don't have anybody else coming up.
Of the guys that I don't think we've talked about just about everybody on this.
Pretty much, right? Like anybody who has a chance, we pretty much talked about. If there's anybody that comes up, it's a fucking crazy long shot, right?
One guy that I guess we could talk about that I would throw out as a long flyer. My thing is he just hasn't played on the majors. Is Sung Jae. That guy's on a heater right now.
Sure.
Sung Jae is playing super right now.
Yeah,
hasn't missed a cut in forever, but the last cut he missed was majors. So he's playing really well, except for when he gets to majors. But if he plays how he's been playing, like that's another guy that we didn't talk about. He's playing incredible golf right now.
Willie Z is another name that gets tossed around sometimes. I think he's been playing pretty bad though.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna get from him.
Matthew Pavone, also some guys like him. I don't really like him for this one. I think he's a super long shot.
There's so many other guys. I'll bet Tiger for him, Matthew Pavone.
Exactly. Always bet Tiger. That's the
just rule. For fun.
Ashk's on there. You
can
probably put in an Ashk's at a top 20 bet. That would work. Super long shot to win it, but sure. You're talking about these guys are younger. They haven't played these link styles at all. So I would hold back on those, but
yeah, I don't know. Anyone else?
No. Again, I think this weekend's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to wake up and watch this. We're going to release this actually on Wednesday, so you guys have plenty of time to listen to the pod and make your choices, put your bets in. And that way, when on Thursday starts, you guys could come back and make fun of us because of how wrong we are because Tiger Woods is coming out as the round one leader. That's my take. Tiger Woods, round one. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, look,
that's not gonna be my bet. I promise.
The only reason why I bet Tiger is because I never want to be the dude that like if he's in contention, like I'm just not gonna be the guy that missed it. I'm just not. But I'll just do that. But Tiger, I'll do the same thing I do for all of his rounds. Bet the over on birdies and lock in, baby. That's the funnest bet for Tiger.
Ooh, and make the cut.
Oh yeah, and always make the cut.
Yeah. All right, I like that. A little housekeeping. This week we have our geocache out there.
Ooh.
So if you guys are listening to this, you're listening to this on Wednesday. So tomorrow on Thursday, check out our Instagram. The link is this way. Check out the link there on Instagram. You will see the post. There it is. Perfect. Nailed it. How are you so good at that? It takes me for real like 20 seconds to figure out which way to point. And you're just like, beep. Okay. Yeah, nailed it. So yeah, make sure you guys check out that post. It'll be out there in the internet verse, and you guys will see where we put the first geocache out there. Make sure
how mad are you gonna be if I just go and take it?
I wouldn't be mad at all. I would know who would take it. I wouldn't be mad at all because I would know who has it, and I would get my money back from you. How about that?
I'm gonna let the people have fun with it.
But let people have fun with it. It's in a place where if you find it, I suggest stopping in and getting a beer.
So it's at a bar.
Watch on Thursday. Anything else, Hoff?
Nope. That's about it. Excited for this Open, man.
I'm super excited for the Open. I'm so thankful for you guys for listening, for subscribing. Make sure you comment below. Anything you guys want us to talk about, We are going to be stepping back for a little bit, a little off season we're going to have here, just because there's not that much stuff going on in sports and we hate baseball. But we'll come back for the Olympics. We'll come back for, obviously, the start of college football. Super pumped for it. A lot of good stuff is happening.
College football, NFL. We'll be here for all that.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. Again, we appreciate everything. And have a good one.
Hey, guys.
You've been listening to First Step. We told you we don't take this too seriously, didn't we? I'd say we've proven that. Yes, we love sports, and we love sports betting. But we like the funner side, not the stuffy side. We hope you had a blast like we did. If so, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Instagram and TikTok at First Step Bets. See you next time on First Step.